me surprised about what happened in Parliament. And it only reaffirms my stance that we are as a parliament, as an institution, out to leave the usefulness. Yes, the relevance in the essence as you harvested from in the course of our democratic journey, we are not getting. That is why I now make on Facebook, me say, parliament, and because of extreme partisan politics, the partisan activism in the house number toxic. Full of peddlers and dealers of transactional politics. Politics are they are free. But baby, the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian matter the most, You will not get any of these parliamentarians looking up for any Ghanaian. And Nema actors are our politics more. Normally you look out for values, principles, and other qualities in a leader. Who say those things will come to bear. The captain, what set you improve for you will never find it. So then that might even give you that particular energy to question why people walk with the prefix honorable. Do they even deserve it? Because if you don't have integrity, you are a dishonest person. I don't think we use the word honorable. So when you want to say in our parliament, or sometimes you want to, you person be say, "I am Kunyana motetesono na ya honorable, na na se nipa na etetesono, na ya honorable no," because the integrity is not there.
What's say?
Me say, relative to behavior, ne niyama more than a dino. So what's the honorable no Parliament House now? You want to find out whether Nkonyana is or nipa tetesono na ya honorable na na say nipa no motete Nkonyana so na ya honorable.
My man there.
Captain, because baby a gina se see so the facet of the entire Ghanaian society, we are all screaming for your first economic redemption. The entire nation is tooling for some form of redemption, and Yanamabontin calling on our external creditors. Say, internally, here for pensioners and as for we are asking them to sacrifice it. And the argument and the discussion has always been one, calling on government to downsize size of government. So our response is but you have no opportunity to go to parliament and ensure say yes I so president na say onya you use the opportunity nti we ni so a na enam say business as usual a transaction and am for their personal way you know yet me nipa anim upon all the conversations and the many concerns raised by Ghanaians no ya tunu nyina to atwene na ye di ye yafunu di ebedi achi captain. That is where issue at this particular point in time. But the question that somebody will be asking is, why will a nation go to the polls and elect a foolish government and expect the opposition, say opposition will be trying to mitigate the destructive effect of that particular foolish government? The idea be a burden of responsibility. At this point, it's obvious, President Akufo-Addo can't also cause from can't say me or no. The heart is hardened, very so irredeemable. So that is the point at Ghana for Abedru. So that burden of responsibility has now shifted to the opposition in parliament. Okay, president in the now the burden of responsibility has shifted to the opposition. So at this point in time, more numbers. And so you mitigate the destructive effect of this particular government. Use your numbers and ensure say you're checking government, And that is enormous. But Captain, anytime the minority in parliament will seize the opportunity, they prefer going transactional. And starting with appointment of your saying, approval of the ministers. Yet the minority has radio soon. Moving from one radio station to TV, so kasa bebre. In the end, they went there and passed them. The NPP are most vilified. I'm for free, say only what it takes to be there, no. At the end of the day, she got the numbers higher than any other person.
That's right.
Good. In this particular instance, Abraham Champon, an involvement in the Ayawaso West Wagon election, a key and is highlighted. The commissioner, he was indicted by the committee in the report. The involvement in Zugunum, nobody can discount it. We are talking about a person under his instruction, a supporter of the NDC at Ayawaso West Wagon, ye prana na boy ne nine asay order them nanti akwamenye so timi 90. And this corners give this guy a passer. What are you telling guy now? On the busia for there, the name bubu o them no. You are telling them, say, I'm an idiot. That is what you are telling them. So going forward, will you expect somebody to say, oh, Queen home for your party? When at the end of the day, you can sacrifice people for your personal and selfish gains and so forth. So that burden of responsibility, Ghana for expect to say minority betting because that particular burden of responsibility, Captain, you can't shake it all. When it becomes the only way out. Meaning okay, September 11th, US attack Nancy, who's the place in there for? First one, echo hit the southern part of the tower.
That's right.
The other one, the north. The other one, echo your friends, the Pentagon. That is the north side. Last one, no, na echo no. A United Flight 93. Passengers on board, no more who and the course on the ground. So they told themselves, and they say, among before they play, we are called Pim White House and now, baby, they never play them. Because at that point in time, that burden of responsibility, shifted from America as a country to few 44 passengers in the plane.
That's right.
Because at that point in time, there was no way America was going to down those planes. America. Because down at the end of the day, the destructive consequences, are so high. So those individuals, they shall say you phone for we are our friend, you know, fear. Now I catch and I love you. That is the end of it. Some people are hijacking the plane, and they make sure say they use fire extinguisher, invaded the cockpit, fought them, and ensure say that particular plane will not go to the destination. Or no, we know plane crash here, or Pennsylvania. And then among all the planes, you see. Your friends have flight 993 memorial for them. People go there to your friends exalt them because of the legacy they left behind. That is the burden of responsibility you can never shake when it becomes the only way out. That is the responsibility the minority look in the faces of Ghanaians. Because you see, at this point, I can't just say government in India. I said Nebuchadnezzar Nakuma wa prim Nakuma tisa Pharaoh. We are here. So the fact that Ghanaians went to the polls and elected a foolish government, the burden of that responsibility has not shifted.
Ghanaians went to the poll to elect a
foolish government because the government are amenable to wisdom, reason. So that burden of responsibility has now shifted to the minority in parliament. With your numbers, help us quash and mitigate, contain the destructive tendencies of this particular government. You go there and you engage in transactional politics as business as usual, as if nothing has happened. That is the matter we are talking about. Maybe I have listened to a lot of arguments. Because NDC party people more like yes, party people or MPs in line. You don't need to write a letter, issue it publicly. That was wrong. But the question you should be asking yourself as an MP going to vote and say, direction party is it reasonable? Does it resonate with the many concerns being raised by Ghanaians? Because position in our party, what does is the same concern that is being raised by Ghanaians. So at the end of the day, as a person, we are reasonable, you don't just become emotional. And I said, the enemy can't change in leadership in as a forum. All these things are inconsequential. Because the fact you need to look at it, first you look at the economic health of the country. You look at the prevailing circumstances as at now, we are in China begging them to pass us a mercy card. And you know what we are doing? Asking our bilateral, your external creditors, your defaulting pensioners and then support your music now on the line. These are the realities underpinning Ghana's situation. It's not as if Obi is faking anything and as one casa winning. These are the realities. And one of the ways a bit to me as I put you brakes, I stop the government, and they say, Captain, making sure say Aban say on downsize it. We use our power to ensure say downsize it, but in the end, you are in bed with government and ensuring say you pass this individual, then where lies your credibility? Because there are a lot of Ghanaians who believe, say, because their government, there is a certain goodwill that has been given to the opposition, hoping, say, maybe they could do something differently. If you do this, at the end of the day, power, the whole essence of political power leadership is about the trust and the confidence citizens repose in that government. And at any point in time, you cannot find that trust, confidence, and integrity, that particular government, that particular entity becomes useless. So the question is, with this particular thing, will people still have trust and confidence? That is the question you should be asking yourself. But Makacho said, people don't care. It is about transactional policy. The essence of leadership in this particular town is highly misconstrued. I don't know. Now, Kura Otima, Obi Wadrian, he thinks that is enough for him to be Panini. to be a leader.
Yes,
that is enough for the person to be playing leader. Yes, that is it. So you see people rising to leadership position, playing leaders without responsibility because he doesn't even understand. And you see, now I'm building a certain culture of ethics, principle, and values in our politics. I know that we all become loose cannons. There will be no positive outcome in this particular politics. Because Obia seem to be doing, and you see, over the years, we've been sitting here and we've been complaining about penny-for. Captain, sometimes leadership need new. It is not about the person, because I have seen a lot of young guys who have been given position, hoping say they will do things differently. Typical example is the GFA. Look at them, the way a man, young people are managing the place, but look at the GFA. And the way a man of football is being managed in this particular country has in the Kotokwa winning more in the past, and on a year and day. And the teams, Yatitia Pansam to say, we, Kotokwa, young guy, Yakofana, yes, Uncle Manager Kotoko in the for about 2 years ago. Yawan sounds a wine. Go and look at the current state of Kotoko. Unkwana, as I'm crying, they're behaving like them fighting people, and as for other Kotoko Bobo Kumase, Obia campus of Oko Stadium because of poor leadership. The same thing has to do with the Accra House of Folk. The same thing. Penyiniba radio no kasa se biasa Accra de kasa. Boom 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 boom. In the end of the day, na supporters ni buafu. So leadership have a problem. Have a problem we Kroma say. So until say we make conscious effort as people, na you rise above extreme partisan activism. Na you who say yes, I belong to party, but bien Yankopon de ma me as a human being going forward there, me de be ya adwuma. But captain what chance ya bisa on say? Yeah, representation of democracy. Yeah, to Obama, yeah, MP, so Monko Parliament, Koto Obama. What is the essence of doing secret voting? Does it make sense? You see, democracy, yeah, exactly, because you're not supposed to be a coward. Because if you're voting for somebody, you should have the principle, the courage to defend why. In America, that's what happens.
Yes.
In the US, you call attack the same September 11th, there was this call from Bush or declare war on the country. I know one parliament, senator, as a matter of principle, she voted no. We are not for a threatening or death emails and but I say no. Yes, you go for attack American only from my way so there. But until I see a proof that there was indeed sponsored by the country, I will not vote yes for the war. That is your principal position. Besides, secret voting in Yansa in the room at this particular point in time. Democracy, because I mean taking decision, me representing Nipa, my people should know who I'm voting for and the brain, the wisdom behind why I'm doing. But if you don't have the courage to defend your decision, what is your essence as an MP? So over to and parliament business because they have the options. Some vote voice in this era where you woman. Who say we are TM Kasa and say we TM Kasa. So all these practices we need to consign them to the dustbin and look at way forward. Imagine your friends said the emergent practices in a bit deep in the ties of democracy. These are some of the things that we need to avail our mind to. Why should people be engaging in secret balloting? For the end, let people rise up, count them, and let them have the courage to go to their constituents, face them and explain to them why they have voted A, B, C, D. These are some of the things that we should be advocating for. But sadly enough, your media, Aja, and I'm saying a brain and nipa emotions and nipa they Captain is true. A your friend saying a partisan we na there is a fact. Ability yes tell other issues, but the fact is majority, especially the so-called the mainstream media, these are people who are supposed to take the responsibility of political education and speak to the truth to the people. Na ya man fonte de akwase. Na ya nkasa kra na yens is setting up your first pace, because elsewhere media play a crucial role. You do your survey, you do your research, you look at other practices elsewhere. Now what actual situation to see how feasible those things are in your context and how you better move on. So democracy and like a constitution, it's a living document that I grow from A, B, C, depending on the prevailing your friends' circumstances. But yeah, they are also rigid. and they taking center back na yet actually because system no favor obia, so the media will be making noise on some of this NDC way issue by within the week. I want for back next week. Because that is one of the motivation why these people did what they did. Because Ghana for the kasa, ya kasa baby, ya mo kasa we are on bejai, and